Hi everyone, I am Melissa Hartwig, co-creator of the WHOLE30 program, and I am here live at Thrive Market headquarters to talk to you about rolling out the brand new partnership between WHOLE30 and Thrive Market, and I could not be more excited about this. So we're going to wait for people to join us, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to talk about today so you know what to be prepared for. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the WHOLE30 program. I know you've heard of it, but for those of you new to the WHOLE30 coming from Thrive Market's channel, I want to tell you a little bit about what the program is, what you can expect, and how it can change your life in 30 days. Then I'm going to talk about Thrive Market, why I love it, how it's going to help you prep and prepare for your WHOLE30, whether it's your first or your fifth, how Thrive Market can help you transition from your WHOLE30 into your food freedom. And then we're going to talk about the specially curated kits that I've worked with Thrive to create to help you get started with the WHOLE30. In fact, right before I came online, I got an Instagram message from Emily saying, I wish Thrive Market had a WHOLE30 approved page in their online store. So Emily, it's here, and we're going to talk about it right now. If you are new to Thrive Market, I'm going to tell you about how you can join and the special offer we have just for you. But I want to say hi to Laura, who's joining us now. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here as well. Catherine, who else do we have joining us?
Lisa Mellon here. She's excited.
Hi, Lisa. I'm excited too. Thanks, Lisa.
Jennifer Griffith is also excited.
Hi, Jennifer. Do we have WHOLE30ers or people new to WHOLE30, people new to Thrive Market? We're really excited to have you here.
Anne-Marie Weather says, hey, Melissa.
Hi, Anne-Marie. All right, we're going to let you guys continue to trickle in, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the WHOLE30. I co-created the program back in 2009, so it's been around a really long time. You can think about the WHOLE30 like pushing the reset button with your health, your habits, and your relationship with food. The program works like this. For 30 days, you'll eliminate foods that the scientific literature and our clinical experience have shown to be really commonly problematic to varying degrees across a broad range of people. You're going to pull these foods out and see how it impacts your energy, your sleep, your mood, your cravings, your digestion, your attention span, athletic performance, recovery, aches and pains, skin, allergies, asthma, migraines. All of these things are really, really closely correlated with your diet. And your diet may be having a negative effect in sneaky ways that you don't even associate with the food you put on your plate. So we're going to pull that stuff out for 30 days and see what happens. At the end of the 30 days, you'll then reintroduce those foods very carefully and systematically, one at a time, like a scientific experiment. And you'll see what changes. So if you pull a specific food out and your skin clears up, and then you put it back in and your skin breaks out, it gives you really valuable information about how you engage with that food in particular. So you can think about the WHOLE30. It's not a weight loss plan. It's not a quick fix. There's no caloric restriction. There's no counting. There's no weighing. There's no measuring. As you can see from some of the food examples we have here from the WHOLE30 cookbook, we're not starving. But on the WHOLE30, you will learn how food impacts you, and it will let you create the perfect diet for you going forward. We have a ton of information available on whole30.com. I've got 4 books now designed to help support you in your WHOLE30 journey, including the WHOLE30, which is how you plan and prepare for the program. It teaches you how to cook and gives you more than 100 recipes. And the new WHOLE30 cookbook, which we're featuring here today with more than 150 totally compliant, delicious recipes just like these, that Thrive Market will help you plan and prepare for. So that's a little bit about the WHOLE30, but let me tell you, if you are new to Thrive Market, we have an amazing offer for you. If you're new, you can join Thrive Market when the broadcast is over using the link in the Facebook profile, and you can join and get 25% off your first order. Everything you order on Thrive Market is going to be 25% off, and you're going to get free shipping. So it's everything you need to plan for your WHOLE30. If you want to throw a couple like treats in there for after your WHOLE30 is over, this is like a totally judgment-free zone. Anything you order on Thrive is 25% off plus free shipping for new members. And now what we want to do, Linda Johnson, we have you set for a successful WHOLE30. Thanks for joining us. What we are going to do now, in fact, is give away 3 copies of the WHOLE30 cookbook. And we're going to give them away to the first 3 people who commented on this Facebook Live. So if you scroll back through your feed and you are one of the 3 people who commented first, Thrive Market will be in touch and we'll get you out a signed copy of the WHOLE30 cookbook to help you plan and prepare for your WHOLE30. So I also want to let you know that we're going to be answering questions at the end of this Facebook Live broadcast. So we've got Catherine of the Thrive Market team and Shanna from Whole30 social media scanning through the questions that you're commenting on right now. We're writing them down, and I'm going to answer as many as I can when the broadcast is over towards the end. So if you have a question that comes up as I'm talking, go ahead and type it in. We're going to get all of them together, and I'll answer as many as I can. Now I want to tell you about why I love Thrive Market so much. I feel like a late adopter to Thrive. I joined maybe about 6 or 8 months ago, and I don't know why I was so hesitant. I think about Thrive Market like the online version of Costco plus Whole Foods, except that I don't have to change out of my yoga tights or pajamas to go shopping there, and everything comes straight to my door, which I love. Thrive offers you 30 to 50% off of retail prices with your membership. It's amazing. And what I didn't realize until I joined and started looking through page upon page of their items is that they have so many Whole30 approved partners and brands, and they're bringing more on every single day. So I worked really closely with Thrive Market to partner and create a few different ways for you to plan and prepare for your Whole30 program. The first way you can go on is if you join Thrive Market, you'll then be directed to a Melissa's Picks page. Every single thing on these pages, handpicked by me, totally Whole30 compliant, designed to help you through your Whole30 program. So you can join Thrive Market, go through the Melissa's Picks, and add these items to your basket, whatever you may happen to need to refill your pantry or stock up for the first time. The other two ways that I can help you prep for your Whole30 is with our Whole30 curated kits through Thrive Market. We've got 2 kits, a starter kit and a pro kit, that I've hand-picked to help you get started. If you're new to the Whole30 lifestyle, if you are, maybe it's your first Whole30 and you're not really sure what to use for cooking or how to stock your pantry with Whole30 compliant goods, it's perfect. All you have to do is go to Thrive Market online store, load one of these kits into your cart, it gets delivered to your door, and you have everything you need to get started with the Whole30. And if you're new to Thrive Market, you're going to join online. You're going to get, you'll go to the Facebook link in the Facebook title. You're going to get 25% off your first order. Everything you put in your cart will be 25% off, and you're going to get free shipping, which I love. So there's never been a better time to join Thrive Market. What I want to do now is take you through some of the items in the Whole30 starter kit, the things I handpicked to kind of get you going with the Whole30, and then I want to walk you through how I use these items with some of my favorite recipes from the Whole30 cookbook. If you're just joining us right now, my name is Melissa Hartwig. I'm the co-creator of the Whole30 and the author of the new Whole30 cookbook with more than 150 compliant recipes. And I'm here to show you how Thrive Market's online store can help you plan, prepare, and rock your Whole30. So let's go through all of these items here, these 9 items in your Whole30 starter kit from Thrive Market. The first thing we've got here is this Primal Kitchen Greek dressing. First of all, I love Mark Sisson. My crush on Mark Sisson is epic. Everybody knows it. But what I love about this dressing is that if you're new to the Whole30, I guarantee every dressing in your pantry is out for the program. It's got added sugar. It's got less healthy vegetable oils. It's got preservatives and additives that you just don't want. And so we included this Greek dressing so that you've got something to add to your salad, something to add to your wraps, something that you can marinate fish or chicken in a really delicious, easy, convenient way. So Primal Kitchen's Greek dressing in the Whole30 starter kit on Thrive Online Market. We also have this Primal Kitchen mayo. You guys, this is a game changer. So many people say to me before they start the Whole30, I don't really like mayo. And I'm like, you just haven't had Whole30 mayo. And this Primal Kitchen avocado oil-based mayo uses avocado oil, no added sugar. There is like no end to what you can do with this mayo. I use it for my protein salads, chicken salad, tuna salad, which I'll get to. You can use it for dressings to make creamy dresses or sauces or marinades, which I love. If you've got these collared turkey wraps from the Whole30 cookbook, this is an amazing, portable, fantastic lunch for kids or grown-ups to take to work. It's turkey and bacon and avocado. You can add tomato, any fillings you want. Add a little bit of this Primal Kitchen mayo to help it bind, and then you're wrapping it in really nutrient-dense collard leaves, which I love. So it's a totally portable package, really nutrient-rich, perfect for on the go. So that's what I'm using my Primal Kitchen mayo for. We also have this Safe Catch tuna, which I love. Safe Catch is a brand that we partnered with. I really eat a lot of tuna, And when I was pregnant with my son, I realized that I couldn't eat as much tuna as I wanted to because of the mercury levels. Too much tuna, you might absorb too much mercury, and that's really bad for you. What I love about Safe Catch is they have the lowest mercury level of any brand of canned tuna. In fact, their elite Safe Catch tuna has been tested even safe for pregnant women to consume. So I love this Safe Catch tuna to make tuna salad. You could also, if you wanted to do these turkey collard wraps, instead of adding turkey in them, you could use this Safe Catch mixed with your Primal Kitchen mayo, maybe a little bit of the Greek dressing, and you've got a totally different lunch kind of wrapped in the same package. So I love the tuna. We've given you this because you've got portable protein on the go, and it's a really good pantry staple. We've also included this Kettle and Fire bone broth. I absolutely love this brand. Most of the bone broth brands in your local grocery store not only have less healthy ingredients, but it's not good bone broth. It's not made from pastured organic bones and roasted for a very long time and boiled so that it's got the good collagen and the good minerals like calcium and magnesium. That's what you're getting in this stuff, a shelf-stable package that I use in recipes like this Asian beef and zoodle soup from the Whole30 cookbook. So you're going to use the beef broth. This soup also uses 2 items that are in the Whole30 Pro Kit, Red Boat fish sauce, the only Whole30 approved brand of fish sauce, and coconut aminos, which are an amazing substitute for soy sauce. If you only had those 2 items in your kitchen, your recipe repertoire would like double. So we've given you those in the Pro Kit. So I love this bone broth. The other way that I really like to use this, and this is kind of like a really hot trend right now, I will wake up in the morning and I'll just pour myself a cup and I'll heat it up and I'll drink it like a cup of coffee. So if you don't want any more coffee, you don't want to make tea, you want a really nutrient dense beverage, I just like sipping on bone broth throughout the day. My 4-year-old son really loves it too. So we've given you these items. And then finally, well, not finally, because there's actually a little bit more, but we're going to talk about cooking fat next. Stocking up on cooking fat can be one of the most expensive parts of your Whole30 journey. You've got to load your pantry with really healthy cooking fats that can be pretty expensive to buy in a local grocery store, or you may not even be able to find them in your local grocery store. So here at Thrive Market, where everything is 30 to 50% off, we're giving you this amazing ghee. Ghee is a form of clarified butter, so all the potentially problematic milk proteins have been removed. It's generally considered safe even for those sensitive to dairy. There's no lactose, there's no milk proteins, and it's amazingly stable to cook with. So this is what I roast almost all of my vegetables in. And if I were going to make these amazing sweet potato stackers, I would roast the sweet potato rounds in some ghee, and then I would top them with a variety of things. This is how we present them in the Whole30 cookbook, with a little bit of bacon, some arugula, and a poached egg. You could do some tuna salad, so you've got your Safe Catch tuna, Primal Kitchen mayo, and some fresh parsley and red onion, or I love a little bit of sweet potato round with some unsweetened almond butter, which is also available through Justin's at Thrive Market. And I might actually throw like a little tiny burger slider on there, which sounds weird, but until you try it, it's amazing. A little bit of almond butter on your burger is like key. So that's what I would do here with the ghee. I like cooking with it. I like putting it on my vegetables. If you're making like a mashed cauliflower, ghee can really thicken it up and give it that buttery mashed potato flavor. And then we're giving you some coconut oil. Coconut oil is a staple in any kitchen, and you can use coconut oil for so much more than just cooking. It's great for cooking, full of healthy saturated fat, medium chain triglycerides, which are really easily available to use for energy, but you can also use coconut oil as a lotion. I use it on my skin when my skin is really dry because it's totally natural, it absorbs really quickly, and I know there's no unhealthy junk in it. So coconut oil can double using, you can basically use it for anything, but we've given it to you in this kit so that you have something really great to pan fry or roast your vegetables with. And then finally, we've got Epic bars. We've got a whole box of these amazing Whole30 compliant on-the-go mini meals. Planning and preparation on the Whole30 are key. If you are running late at the office and you don't have time to make a quick dinner, or you are stuck late in traffic or stuck at a meeting or traveling through the airport, it's not as easy on the Whole30 just to like grab something from the nearest vendor or kiosk. So we want to make sure you always have the Whole30 approved like emergency on the go foods with you, and these Epic bars are perfect. Protein, fat, and carbohydrate. It's a mini meal all in one. And Because it's a complete meal and there's protein and fat, it's going to actually keep you satisfied from one meal to the next. So if you need to have a snack or emergency food, you have to have some of these Epic bars on hand, and we've given you a whole box of them in your Whole30 starter kit. So these are some of my favorite Thrive Market products. I've curated them into this kit for you. If you go one step up from the starter kit and you want to order the pro kit, you'll get things like canned salmon to make the salmon cakes from the original Whole30 book. You'll get the red boat fish sauce and the coconut aminos. You'll get some sardines, which are an excellent form of on-the-go emergency protein. I really like making my sardines in tomato sauce. It's a really good way to get extra protein in a way that feels really accessible. So for those of you new to Thrive Market, you can join today using the link in the Facebook title of this live broadcast. You can come on board and get a membership to Thrive's online market and you'll get 25% off your first order and free shipping. So anything you want to load up in your cart, any of the Melissa's picks, the starter kit, the pro kit, anything else you might want to include for your food freedom, everything will be 25% off for those of you new to Thrive. There's no better time to join. So what I want to do is take some of your questions now. Catherine, do we have some great questions that people have been asking through the broadcast?
Yeah, the first
All right.
question is from Meg Wolf. Can I use almond flour?
Oh, Meg, that's a great question. So Meg wants to know if she can use almond flour. So one of the things about the Whole30 that makes us really unique is that we don't just focus on the technicalities of eat this, don't eat this. We actually have 2 rules that are designed to speak to your habits and your emotional relationship with food. Because I think that if you really want to make a lifestyle shift, not a quick fix, not lose 10 pounds only to regain 12 next month, you really have to address how you're using food as punishment or reward, comfort to relieve anxiety or self-soothe. So one of the things we don't allow you to do on the Whole30 is recreate baked goods, treats, or desserts using technically compliant ingredients. So there's a way to make Whole30 compliant pancakes and muffins and bread and cookies. But if you go through your entire 30 days continuing to eat pancakes, muffins, bread, and cookies, nothing is really going to change in terms of your cravings and your emotional relationship with food. So can I use almond flour? The answer is yes, but it depends on how you want to use it. It's totally great to use it to thicken a soup or a stew or to use it to bind a meatball. The Whole30 cookbook includes a couple different meatball recipes, and I love using some almond flour in there just to kind of hold them together, but you can't use them to make pancakes, muffins, tortillas, or other treats. So when you're thinking about the Whole30, don't just think about the technicalities of the rules. I really want you to embrace the spirit and intention of the program.
Our second question is from Karen Vernado. I work and take my lunch every day. Do you have some easy-to-go recipes?
Oh, yes, we have tons of easy-to-go recipes for people who want to take them to lunch. These colored wraps are one fantastic example of a way that you can replace a sandwich with something that is not only convenient, but even more nutrient dense. These collard greens are going to be a much better source of nutrition than the normal bread you'd normally wrap with. We also have a recipe in the Whole30 cookbook for a Brussels sprout slaw. So it's a really, really simple recipe using shaved Brussels sprouts with some walnuts. You're making your own very simple vinaigrette. You can find the olive oil that I use in my vinaigrette right here at Thrive Market. Comes in a big old bottle and it's 30 to 50% off what you'd buy in a grocery store. And you make this simple vinaigrette and then you can add whatever protein you want. So I usually will add some canned tuna. You can add chicken, rotisserie chicken. You can add canned salmon, hard-boiled eggs if you want to keep it more of a vegetarian nature. And you can make this ahead of time, and the longer it sits, the more the flavors meld together, so it's actually even better the second day. Fill a couple mason jars, and there you go, boom, boom, you've got your lunches for the next few days. So if you get yourself a few recipes that are really portable, and you get yourself maybe either, if you don't have access to a fridge or a microwave at work, like a packet freezable cooler or a stainless steel thermos that keeps things both hot and cold for a few hours at a time, there's very little you can't take with you to work.
Many asked, which book should I get as a beginner out of the 4 cookbooks?
Oh, that's such a good question. Which book should you get? So I'll give you a brief outline of all 4 of the books. The first book is called It Starts with Food, and that explains the science behind the foods that we choose to eliminate and the foods we choose to eat on the Whole30. So if you're the kind of person who needs to know why you're doing what you're doing, if you're a questioner, if you want to understand the technicalities and the science behind the rules of the Whole30, that's a great book to start with. The Whole30 book, it's just called the Whole30, is really your one-stop shopping for how to do the program. It's got all the information you need about planning and preparation. It's got an enormous FAQ, all of the things that people generally ask before they get started and to help them throughout the program. It's got a really good kitchen basics section in the middle to teach you how to cook some of the basics, and more than 100 recipes. If you just want to jump in and do the program because you've been hearing it everywhere and you want to get started, that would be the place to go. Food Freedom Forever is what to do when the Whole30 is over. How to take your Whole30 and everything you've learned and all the momentum you've built and turn it into a lifestyle of healthy habits. And then the new Whole30 cookbook is 150 recipes designed to take your kitchen confidence up by 10 notches. So when you've done the Whole30 and you feel really confident and you want to kick your heels up with some new recipes or specialty ingredients like the coconut aminos and the red boat fish sauce in Thrive's Pro Kit, that's the book you want to turn to.
So Martha Caller asks, what is fish sauce? Never heard of it before this plan.
Fish sauce is really commonly used in Asian cooking, and it adds what's known as an umami taste. So, we're really familiar with our kind of 4 general tastes, the salty and the sweet and the sour. Umami, that's only 3. It's like the 7 dwarfs. Bitter, thank you, I was missing one. Umami is that rich, satisfying, kind of meaty taste, what you will get with like a good burger or mushrooms. So fish sauce is really commonly used in Asian cooking, but it always has sugar in it. And red boat fish sauce is the only one I've ever seen that doesn't have any added sugar. It's Whole30 approved. You can find it right here at Thrive Market. A little goes a long way. So most of the recipes we use only call for just a little bit at a time. So 1 bottle will last you a really long time, but it's great in things like curries, in this Asian zoodle soup. So it really kind of expands, I think, the kinds of recipes that you can cook.
Tia Tripp asks, in what way is the Whole30 diet different than the paleo diet?
Oh, that's a great question. So the Whole30 has a lot in common with the general paleo framework in that a lot of the foods we choose to eliminate, you're also eliminating on a paleo diet. But paleo is really more about a lifestyle. It's food and movement and healthy exposure to the outdoor environment and socialization. And there's no one definition of paleo. So it kind of depends on who you ask whether certain foods are paleo or not. The Whole30 is a very specific framework designed as a 30-day experiment to help you figure out how the foods you've been eating are impacting you. So some of the things that wouldn't be considered paleo, like green beans or snow peas, are okay on the Whole30. And some stuff that would be considered paleo, like honey or maple syrup, natural sweeteners, are out for the duration of the 30 days. So there's a lot of overlap, and a lot of people start with paleo and then come to the Whole30 to really refine their diet. A lot of people do the Whole30 and then continue with a general paleo or primal framework because they find that's what works best for them. And our communities are really well integrated and very well supported.
So Wendy asks, how would I get my husband, who is not wanting to try new recipes, to try Whole30?
Oh, Wendy, that's a hard. If I had the answer to that, I think I could probably start a marriage counseling service and be really, really rich. How to get your husband on board. So I guess the first thing I'll say is if you are the primary chef and food purchaser and the person who makes the food decisions in the household, I think it would be really easy to sneak Whole30 meals into your dinner repertoire and not say a word about them being Whole30. Look at these dishes. If your husband came home and it was this Asian beef and zucchini noodle soup, there's nothing about this that he would look at and think that's weird or that's diet food. He would just look at that and think, wow, this is an amazing new Asian inspired recipe. I love it. So we have so many recipes on the Whole30 website, on our Instagram feed, and in both of our cookbooks that I don't think anyone would think were Whole30. They would just think it was whole, real, delicious food. And in fact, most of the time when I have people over for dinner who don't know about the Whole30 and I cook them a Whole30 meal, they say, is this how you eat every day? And I'm like, yeah, literally every day. This is what I'm eating. So I think that's a really good way to sneak it in. You can also find recreations of some of his favorite dishes and just swap out Whole30 ingredients. So if he loves enchiladas, we've got a really fun twist on enchilada in the Whole30 cookbook where you're using collard greens as a wrap, you're using ground beef and butternut squash, so it's really hearty and filling. Instead of sour cream, we're making our own cashew cream over the top, And I've heard from several aficionados of enchiladas that our version is even better than the real thing. So I think just trying new recipes out, getting him to participate in the process, asking him, what do you want for dinner tonight? And then finding something that's Whole30 compliant and cooking it. And then if he chooses to have his own bread as a side or after dinner to eat popcorn or cookie or candy, that's his business and you have to stay out of that.
Okay, we have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Monique Boykin asks, can I use agave as a sweetener?
Oh, Monique, you can't. So listen, this is one of the things about the Whole30 is that we find that black and white rules, especially when it comes to added sugar, are actually easier for the brain to wrap its head around, or for you to wrap your head around, than iffy verbiage. So one of the rules of the Whole30 is no added sugar. If you see added sugar in any form, even the natural stuff, honey, maple syrup, agave, coconut nectar, if it's in the ingredient list, it's out for the 30 days of the program, because the brain doesn't really know the difference between corn syrup and agave nectar. All the brain knows is I craved sugar and I got sugar. So for the 30 days, we rule out all forms of added sugar. It makes it much easier for you to select products. You're just looking at the ingredient list, and if it's got sugar, it's out. And at the end of the 30 days, if you want to test some sweeteners and see whether you do better with agave versus maple syrup versus table sugar, you can add them back in as part of your reintroduction and see how much and when and in what foods you want to add sugar as part of your food freedom in a way that works for you.
So last question is from Amanda Dunning. How do I find time to plan and prep meals when you are almost always busy?
Oh, I know. Yes. So Amanda wants to know, how do you find time to plan and prep? So I will say one thing, Amanda. This gets easier with practice. In the beginning, I know it's going to feel like you are doing nothing but planning and prepping and thinking about food and cooking and doing dishes. I understand that. But when you think about taking on any new lifestyle change or any new habit, it's going to feel kind of burdensome in the beginning. You're spending a lot of time thinking about it. So to kind of give you a few tips, first, you don't have to cook super fancy recipes from scratch every single day. Cook really simple dishes with really simple ingredients. Maybe make a couple different dressings or sauces, or buy some compliant dressings and sauces like this Greek dressing from Thrive Market to make it easier. Any opportunity you have to buy convenience foods that fit the parameters of the Whole30, I would absolutely take advantage of that. Instead of going to like 2 or 3 different grocery stores to stock up on all of your Whole30 compliant goods, shop online at Thrive Market at 9 o'clock at night, right before you go to bed. Load everything you need into your cart. You'll get it shipped to you really, really fast. If you're new to Thrive, you're gonna get 25% off your first order and free shipping, and call it good. So where you can make it easy, and then understand that it does get easier with practice. That was a good last question. All right, before we go, we're going to do one last giveaway, and it is going to be a giveaway of the Thrive Market Whole30 approved starter kit. So one of you is going to win this starter kit to help you get started through Thrive Market with your Whole30, and it's going to be a little bit of a trivia question, so you have to be familiar with me and the Whole30. So here's the question. This past weekend, I attended Expo West, which is this huge natural and organic food trade show, and I met someone there that I really liked. He makes one of my favorite food freedom products, and he also makes something that's compliant with the Whole30 program offered here at Thrive Market that I may have mentioned earlier in the broadcast. I gave him a huge hug. Like, I hugged him like I meant it, and I put my picture up on Instagram. If you can name this person that I showed so much love to, the first person to name will win one of the Thrive Market Whole30 approved starter kits. So while we're getting those entries in, I want to remind you, if you're new to Thrive Market, join online. Get a membership by clicking on the link in the Facebook Live broadcast title. You will get 25% off your whole order, anything you want to put in your cart. So load up, because a lot of these pantry goods last for a really, really long time. Get 25% off your order, get free shipping, have this membership to Thrive, plan and prepare for your Whole30 and your food freedom, and Carrie Head gave the right answer. The answer was Justin. Everybody knows that one of my favorite food freedom products are Justin's peanut butter cups, which, by the way, they sell at Thrive Market. So you can get Justin's peanut butter cups and Justin's unsweetened almond butter for your Whole30 right here at Thrive. And Carrie, congratulations. We'll be getting in touch with you to send you a kit from Thrive Market, Whole30 approved starter kit. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm really excited for this new partnership. We're going to continue to talk about all of the ways that Thrive Market can support you and your Whole30 in the weeks to come. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon.